So now that we have practiced setting up a number line, these are the most common number lines you'll probably see, but you might see some other types. And if you've ever seen a thermometer, you might notice that instead of going side to side like this, thermometers go up and down. So another kind of number line that you might see is a number line that goes up and down. So let's practice setting one of those up. Again, I'm using my ruler and I'm using the lines on my graph paper to help me. Just like we saw with the horizontal number line, I'm going to put arrows on the end of my lines here. All right, so this is kind of the same as the one we did before, but we moved it up and down. I'm going to put 0 somewhere in the middle, as close to the middle as I can, and I'm going to label that 0. Now, when a number line is going up and down like this, or vertical, the positive numbers are going to be on top of 0. And the negative numbers are going to be down here at the bottom. So I'm going to label that so we remember where those numbers are supposed to go. And just like we did before, I'm going to use the lines on this graph paper to help me space out all the numbers on my number line. So the first thing I want to do are my positive numbers. So I've made all my marks, and once again, I'm going to use a color code to show you the positive and negative numbers. You do not have to do this on yours unless it is helpful for you. I really like color coding because it helps me to visualize the difference, but if that is not helpful for you, then don't do it. So again, we start at 0. The line that is closest to 0 is going to be 1 in the positive section. So that's 1. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And you might notice that when I'm labeling all of these marks, I'm writing the number next to the mark. We want to be careful and not put the numbers in these gaps right here, because then it makes it really hard for us to tell which mark the number goes with. So I'm just going to get rid of those numbers because they're wrong and they will confuse us if I leave it there. So again, when you're labeling your number line, make sure your numbers are right next to the line so it's very clear which line the number goes with. So I'm going to finish that off on the negative side. So once again, I'm using the lines on my graph paper to help me to evenly space out all the marks on my number line. Okay. I'm going to start at 0. The next spot right next to 0 is where -1 is going to go. -3, -4, -5, and you can see, oops, that should be a 5. You can see that all of my numbers are right next to the mark that I made on the number line, so it's very easy to tell which number goes with which mark. When we were looking at this number line going side to side, we talked about how as we move from left to right, going in the right direction, your values get greater or bigger. And when you move to the left, your values get smaller. On this number line, as you move up on the number line, this is how your values get greater or bigger. And as you move down your number line, this is where your values are going to get smaller. So both of these number lines can be used in very similar ways. Just one of them is side to side and the other one is up and down.